And let me welcome Professor Indranil Dayaratna, who is the director of the Sabaragamu University Business Linkage Cell. And we are really grateful for your presence here, sir, for this very special session. So this intends to give some ideas and insights on how to bringing out the innovator within oneself for our very fresh students who are coming from our newest batch of students. And we are, as always, you are always helping us and assisting us in all our efforts and events like this. So thank you very much for that as well, sir. So let me now introduce our resource person today to our students. He is Professor Indranil Dayaratna, the Director of University Business Linkage Cell of Sabaragamu University of Sri Lanka. Sir is one of the most senior faculty members of the Sabaragamu University and a professor in finance. He is attached to the Faculty of Management Studies and the Department of Accountancy and Finance, has been the director of the UBLC for a long time in our university and has performing a kind of a very big time job, because once you are on campus, you will get to know that we do have all these facilitations, all these channels. Everything is nicely promoted. All sorts of innovations, inventions, creativity is being facilitated until the very last ends, like getting a patent or something like that. So you will sometimes be surprised to know that we also have these sort of facilities inside our university that might help you to get a patent if you really require. So with that small note, sir, and also thanking you again, let me hand over the session to you. Thank you very much, sir.
Right. Okay, Deepchand, thank you so much for the kind introduction and also yeah, so I should be thankful to the faculty inviting for this induction program. So I'm very pleased to speak to newcomers, right? So because from the beginning, if you know what is happening in the university, I think it's good for you. Mm. But anyway, we are meeting online. Right. So we have about more than 100 participants. Yeah. So I have titled my discussion today the role of university business linkage cell and IP trend in 21st century. So this is the wait, I will presentation. Right. So this is the session plan. I initially first discussed the role of university business linkage cell, what services we can provide to the students, especially from our center, and different type of IPs, intellectual property, and some awareness to university IP policy. We have an IP policy already established and implemented with the council approval. And so startup guides, right? So you can form your own companies, right? So while you study, you can become the director or the CEO of a company. I will tell you how to become a member or the chairman of a company, right? And also the patent filing process with some introduction to the patents and IP management, and also the trends, current trends, right? So we all know we are in the 21st century, right? 21st, so knowledge economy, right? In the knowledge economy, knowledge creates wealth for the institutions, universities, organizations, and even for countries, right? So unlike early days, if you look at the balance sheet of a company, so 90% or 80% represents the intangible assets, right? But early days, there were about 80% represented tangible assets. That's the difference, knowledge economy, right? So therefore, the knowledge creates wealth for the nations, right? So in line these global happenings and changes, we recently university revised the mission of the university. I think as newcomers, you may have gone through the missions because every student should know the mission of the university, right? So So I have split out the mission into four components here. Uh, Teaching, research, community work, and technology transfer. Right? So everyone knows that the main purpose of the university is to teach the students and also the do research and develop, right? And uh, some community work. So your seniors, if you come to you after you come to university, you might engage in some community activities, some workshop to villagers and also students. No? So, and this is what I have highlighted in red is the so newly added element or the component to the university mission, that is university technology transfer. Right? So this happened. This is a quite new thing, formal way of transferring the knowledge to the industry. Right? So initiated in 2018. So we have about only 6 to 5 years history. But so this is not a new concept for other countries like US and developed countries. They have started this formal knowledge transfer process from the universities to industry about 50 years back. So, but still this concept is quite new to university, so a system in Sri Lanka. Right? So you will, after 4 years period of study, you will, right? Your expectation is to get a degree, right? Degree certificate. That is one objective, right? So get a degree certificate, right? And also, so after getting the, this is a situation in the country. So after getting the degree, you have to, right, chase behind the companies. So the CEO of the company, so right, you have to go behind the companies to ask him for jobs, right? So you have to, right, submit applications. Yeah, some background noise is coming. Please mute yourself. Uh, so you have to, right, go behind the companies, right? So, but so my role is to add value to our graduates, right? Adding value to our graduates, right? So sometimes your degree certificates alone will not work, or right, will not sufficient to get a job, right? But so during the 4 years time, you can, right, if you invent something, right, develop something with the help of, university academics, your staff members, and also, so we have plenty of resources, we have lab facilities, and also you will be directed to industries. So there's a sort of big learning process within the university, right? So during that time, you can invent something, right? So with your knowledge, right? So with your creativity, you can invent something, develop product, right? You can develop a product, right? Then I will tell you how to, right, make money, or how to, right, how to commercialize your, or how to add a commercial value to your knowledge, right? That's my role, right? Adding commercial value to your knowledge or innovations. That's the main process, right? Uh, so in so the there are, so in several ways universities transfer knowledge to the industry, academics do publications, and so after 4 years study period, you will go to industry and you will work in the industry and employment, right? But licensing and formation of startup company, this is somewhat new concept, right, to system in Sri Lanka. Yeah, so as I mentioned earlier, this universities, all we have now 70 universities. All the universities have established university business linkage cells. So with some grants, uh, funding from the World Bank, right? So we also have established a cell with all the resources. You can even access to our website and see whether so what we are doing, right? So what we are doing and what we have been doing during past 6 years. Uh, yeah, we create value for your knowledge. Right? We transform your intellectual knowledge into intellectual property. Right? So once we transform your knowledge, your idea or your inventive idea, so you can we create or we convert or transform your knowledge to a tradable assets, right? Tradable assets. So how? Right? So by filing intellectual property, by gaining IP right for your innovations or inventive idea, right? So with exclusive right that brings financial returns to you, right? If you develop a product, so we can help you to get a patent right, right? You know what the patent is. It is right granted by the government. If you have, say, if you have developed a product, so during your study period, food science, there are some students, so maybe food science students, right? If you develop some products, so you can get a patent right, right? During your study period, you can get a patent right. It's a document, it's a certificate, right? As I mentioned earlier, so you have a degree certificate, and so if you have invented time, if you get a patent right on your inventions, you have two certificates, right? One is degree, other one is patents, right? On your inventions, right? So patent is a tradable asset, right? So you can trade it like your vehicle or your laptop, your sorry, land, building. So we can trade, we can sell your patents. Then patent is granted on the creativity, right? So you create your ideas. Or if you have developed some product or if you develop some new technology, right? You because it is the result of your creative idea, right? So in product development or creativity, or if you develop any processes, right? So that is as a result of your knowledge, creative knowledge. Then we transform your knowledge into a property by filing, especially so we have several ways of protecting invention, but mainly we focus on patent filing, right? So that's how we create value for your innovations. So this is the transformation process. Inventions, so we have 9 faculties, right? Students, academic members, and non-academic staff members, right? Uh, so this cell is not for only for the students, it's, or the staff member. It's for all the university community. So we are happy to help any uh, uh, cluster or any employee of the university or students, right? So this process starts with the right the submission of invention disclosure form to the university business linkage cell. So if you have any idea, great idea, right? So something, maybe sometimes you don't know whether my idea is new or not until we check it with the patent databases. But if you feel that so my idea is very novel and I can develop something, right? Then what you can do is you can come to or you can access to our university business linkage cell, Sabaragam University of Sri Lanka. The invention disclosure form is available. You can uh, fill it and or you can submit it online or if you so you can come to office personally, right? You can submit it, right? So once you submitted the invention disclosures, uh, at this time I cannot share it, but it's available on our website, right? You have to say the title of your inventions and the inventive process, and right. So there are some sections, right? So you have to fill all the sections and submit it to University Business Linkage. Then, so what we do is we assess your inventions, right? So what sometimes we check with the patent databases, right, whether your invention is novel or not, right? Then we check in the databases and we start patent information search, right? We start patent information search. So there are some pre-databases. Then if your invention is novel, so then we, right, going forward filing the patents, right? So then we do everything on it, right? You should not be worried, right? So you can submit it, and thereafter we help you to how to draft the patent document, right? We help you, and also so it should be we have to submit the application to National Intellectual Property Office, right? So we do that. We personally go to office and we submit. No need to you should not go anywhere, right? The only thing is you can notify your inventions to cell, and even filing costs, right? So we will bear the cost of filing the patents, right? Then I will later discuss to you what the entire process or the patent process. Then after assessing, we right, okay, if it has a high commercial value, we start right commercializing new inventions, right? Then file the patent applications, and then marketing. We start marketing, right? So we upload your inventions to the website, right? Sometimes we upload the tech brief of your invention to the website, or we share with the industries. Right? There may be some companies who are right, interested in your innovations. Then they will contact us, and so we can start the negotiation. Right? So if they are interested in your innovations, right, they directly contact us. So there is a product in your right. So we show in the on the website. So there is an inventions. So we like to negotiate with with you, and we are willing to manufacture product, or we are willing to get license. All right. Then we can formally sign the licensing agreement and transfer uh, the technology to the industry. Right. So we don't give it free, right? We don't give it free, right? So we charge right, so some money, right? Because we have invented, so we have right use our resources, and also if it is very good inventions, right? If it has a very good commercial value, so we can get millions of rupees, right? So we have now commercialized 8 to 7 products, so we have got some million, right? Returns, right? Um, in, licensing fees, right? Then so we can sell it, or we can negotiate with the company. Sometimes maybe they may be willing to give 2 million at the very first, at the time we transfer the technology, right? And then after we can negotiate, right? You should give us 5% royalties of the net sales for another 10 years, right? So as long as product is moving in the market, you will get royalty to your account, right? If the sales are higher, you will get a higher royalty rate, right? And also if the invention is owned by you, right? So there will be big demand from, right? So the companies will, right, come behind you, right? As I mentioned at the very beginning, the companies will chase behind, they will come behind you, right? Because you have very good inventions, right? And so that is protected with the patent, right? So this is therefore if any company gets your invention, they can exercise monopoly power in the market, right? So market monopoly, only that product in the market, then they can exercise higher prices in the market, right? Uh, then I, yeah, sharing of financial returns, right? So we give 70% of revenues to our students or the inventor, right? If you are if you are the inventor, we give 70% of returns, right? If you sell your product for 10 million, we give 7 million to you, right? 7 million to you, right? Because we want to incentivize our inventors to come up with more innovations, right? And also this is your knowledge, right? Therefore, we should, right, give major share of revenues to the inventor, the person who created that, right? Therefore, we give 70% of the revenues to inventors. Then again, it's the cycle, right? Yeah, 70% we give inventors and 10% to the respective department. That is the right. your department, right? So, and university business linkage sells 20%. So it is for the university actually, not for the sale, right? So this is what we have set up to facilitate inventors of the university. Yeah, then inventions, I have no time to go in, right? So this I can invention and innovation I can, right, discuss about 4 hours, but thing is, so given this limitation, so within one hour's time, what I want to share with you is what services we can provide for the students, right? And some understanding about inventions and innovation process, right? So innovation and inventions. You can see the difference. So some people use, some people don't see any difference, right? So these two terms are used invariably, right? Innovations and inventions. So you can see inventions, you get a lock and you cut a piece and drill a hole, and this is a wheel, right? So you make a wheel. That is an invention wheel, right? So how you then innovations, right? So if this invention hasn't any commercial value, right? Invention hasn't commercial value unless until you, right, or unless you give some functionality, right? Functionality your invention. Then you fix it to a, right, four wheels to a car, right? That is innovation. Then you can run the, right, car with the wheels. That is innovations, all right? The innovation has some commercial value, right? So inventions, right? No, you have invention comes first, and thereafter innovations, right? And intellectual property management process. This is what I engage in as the director of the University Business Linkage Cell, IP acquisition, right? So that is IP acquisition means so transforming knowledge into an IP or patent, right? For example, patent, maybe copyright or trademark or trade secret, whatever, right? So that is IP acquisitions, right? Then IP maintenance, right? So we have to, so after getting the patents, we have to maintain it. We have to pay annual registration fee, and also we can further develop inventions, right? You can develop around technologies and get more patents, right? So that you can further get more coverage in the market, because you can restrict the entering of other inventors to your territories if you develop around patents and get, right, say 5, 6 patents on the same technology, then others cannot enter into your territory or technological area, right? So big companies, they have uh, right, several patents. You get consider Apple, they have about 20,000 patents, right? 20,000 patents, and all other tech companies, right? So they have more patents. They have, right? They have covered their technologies with, right, a wider scope, right? Therefore, others cannot enter. Therefore, you can IP maintenance, right? Uh, then IP enforcement. You have to be vigilant whether someone is using your invention, right? So patent, right? Sometimes another company may be you, right? Uh, they can use your patent without your intention, your knowledge or your technology without your intention, right? You have to be vigilant. If someone is using, then you have legal right to, right, stop that, right? If someone is infringing your patent right, IP right, so you have legal right for 20 years, right? So you cannot allow your property to use uh, uh, by others, right? You can stop that. So that is IP enforcement, right? So if you spot someone is using, you can get a, right, so legal action, right? So you can file a patent and you can go for a patent litigation, right? Uh, that is IP enforcement. And IP exploitation, that is right. So commercially, right. So monetization, right. So there are several ways of monetizing your inventions. One is licensing, or there are two ways basically. So we can license your innovations to several companies, then we get the licensing fee and royalties, right? And so other option you have is you can practice your inventions, your own inventions. You can become the inventor and the owner of the company, right? So that is called startup company, right? So UGC have issued a circular how to form startup companies within universities, right? So nowadays we are working on two startup companies, right? Then we can right, we can guide you, we can coach you to start a business, right? So while you are studying, right? So with your innovation, you can start a business, right? The department also will help you because according to circular, if you submit business plan and other documents, you can get 1 year semester break to engage in your business, right? Then 4 years you, right? So degree plus qualification you have, right? So either you get licensing revenue or with a, right? And you can form a startup company, right? So this is a very beautiful concept, but still this concept is not being rooted in Sri Lanka, right? So I'm very sad to say that because still, right? Uh, some developed countries, that's the reason, right? Those countries have become right developed countries, right? So because the universities have practiced this, right, formally, right? But still, it's very difficult to propagate new concepts in Sri Lankan setup. Right? But anyways, gradually we are moving, no issue, right? Uh, so we have a very short history, but uh, and we also very good records also, right? Good progress, right? All right. So that is the process, right? So yeah, then IP commercialization, that is right. IP commercial. This is new area, right? IP commercialization. So that is so using intellectual property commercialization or monetization refer to the act of using intellectual property to generate revenue, right? So if we sell it, right, then we get some revenues, right? Licensing fee. Or we can, right? If you form a startup company, you generate returns, right? So you get returns on your investment, right? So that's the process, right? IP commercialization process. It's a very rigorous and complicated process because it's very difficult to sometimes. Sometimes after, so you will develop your product within the university, and if you can, then if you are connected with the industry, sometimes they need more improvements, right, to fit into the market, right? Sometimes again we have to, right, do a lot of adjustments to our inventions, right? But so there are sorry, so we have success stories in our university. We have some products are now moving under the title of Sabaragam University of Sri Lanka in the market, right? I will show you later, right? Uh, so why rationale for IP protection, right? So IP is a resource for you. This is your creativity, your idea, right? If it goes to competitors or third party, it was nothing, right? Then IP right, intellectual property will, right, so ensure your right, ensure that others will be eliminated or others will be blocked by the legal right, right? Uh, then protected IP gives you an exclusive right for 20 years, right? So you have, so what is the duration, valid duration? If you say you have an invention, your patent has been already granted, say today, right? Then the IP office has granted the patent. The validity period of the patent is 20 years, right? 20 years, right? So nobody can use your, right? The patent, the technology protected under the patent, right? You can, right, commercially exploit your, right, innovations for 20 years without any trouble, right? So after 20 years, it will go to public domain. Anybody can, right, use it. But there are some strategies. There are some business strategies, right? So, uh, some companies, they don't reveal the invention. They do continue, keep it as secret, like Coca-Cola, right? So they, uh, as long as you keep that secret, you can become the market leader, right? So Coca-Cola, their formula is still not known by the public, right? So, but most valuable brand in beverage sector, in the world, right? Within most, and also Coca-Cola within most valuable brands, within 10 valuable, most valuable brands in the world, right? So, yeah, so there are options, right? So later you can learn. Once you come to university, I can do some physical awareness program, right? Yeah, IP value creation, inventors, you get revenues, right? Returns, university also get some, right? Money, university can invest this money for staff development and university student welfare facilities. Society, people get new products, and also the inventions will solve the problems faced by the customers when they are using some products, right? And economy, if you can, right, uh, export your inventions to overseas countries, we get dollars, right? So it contributes a lot, right, in terms of revenue generation, employment, and also the facilitate decent living for the people with sophisticated technologies, right? Uh, so this is the, right, the value creation model of innovations. IP, intellectual rights is broadly divided into, yes, right, okay. Type of IP, intellectual property, patents, trademark, trade secret, copyright, GI indications, right? Plant variety. These are called as IP, intellectual properties, right? So patent is the more very common and popular IP, right? And patent and trademark, and patent, trademark, and copyright, very popular, right? Uh, yeah, so I am not going in detail. So later, so while we are having some sessions after you come to university, we can discuss these things more, right? So IP is everywhere, right? So IP is everywhere. So most, now the trend is most tech companies have more patents, tech-based companies, patents. These software, Microsoft, uh, Amazon, Facebook, and AI company, AI based company, that is Nvidia, became the most valuable brand in the world, right? So now trend is, global trend is, right? So there are some AI based patents, right? So more patents are filing under AI, right? Uh, then if a company uh, has higher AI based inventions, those companies are more valuable. Right? So Nvidia became the world's most valuable brand in the world, company in the world recently. Right? So if you invent something, and if it goes to the market, then the share prices will go up. Right? So people will demand, right, more stocks, or right? then the price, those companies will be most valuable companies in the world, right? So that's why I mentioned you that in the knowledge economy, right? IP creates wealth for the nations, right? Yeah. Legal right, what? Yes, so copyright. It is very familiar term to you. So you can get copyright original creation for your right artistic forms, right? No need to register it automatically, right? Once you put copyright notice on the document, right? So it will be automatically protected, right? Right. Patents, new inventions, right? New invention, application, and exam. You have to submit an application. There is an examination process. There are some stages, right? It takes about in Sri Lanka. It takes about 2 years at least, right? To process a patents, right? Uh, and other countries, it takes at least 1 year, right? US and other countries, it takes 1 year to grant the patents, right? There's a very, very complicated and very thorough examination process, right? Uh, you may have inventions, your inventive idea or inventiveness, creativity, and the providers of goods, right? So this, depending on the nature of your inventions, right? Or idea. The patents or inventors, right? If you invent something, you can get a patent, or you can keep it as a secret, like Coca-Cola, right? Because when you get a patent, you have to disclose your inventions, right? You have to disclose your inventions, right? So you have to disclose to the patent office or the government. So entire process. Then anybody, right, can develop it. So if they look at the patent document, they should be able to develop the images. Only thing is, it is legal protected for 20 years. You have exclusive right for 20 years. Then the others cannot use it, right? But technology is already in the public domain, right? But trade secrets, you don't reveal it. Then you don't get exclusive right for 20 years. You don't get the exclusive right for 20 years. So if you file the patent, if you disclose your invention in the patent application and submit, then in return, what is the price for your disclosure? Price for your disclosure is 20 years exclusive right. Right? So in consideration your disclosure, government gives you a right for 20 years. That is the price for the disclosure you made in the document. Sorry. Question. Monday, let's check in. I will call you later. Okay, right. Sorry. Yeah, patents and trade secret, you can keep it as a secret, but as long as you keep it as a secret, you can enjoy, right, with the financial returns, right, or all other returns. But for example, say by accident it leads to a third party, no any legal right, no legal protection because you have not registered it. Right? That's the danger, right? So therefore, you have to keep it as secret. They were like, Coca-Cola. So the world top trade secret is still Coca-Cola, right? It is known by only two people at a time, right? So these two people even don't travel on the same flight, right? So, and if they, right, transport their secrets, so they do that under security squad, right? So, no, still it is secret, right? And also people can reverse engineer it, right? If someone is reverse engineers and develops it, then so no protections, right? But the patent, if you get a patent, you have 20 years. After 20 years, it goes to uh, right third party. But trade secret, 10, maybe 100 years, 10 years, right? Or 200 years, whatever, right? So as long as you keep it, you can keep it as secret, right? That's the difference between patent and trade secret, right? Creators, you can get copyright or design, industrial design. Right? So if you have, that is outlook of your image, so you can, it can be protected, right? Under design patent, right? Providers of right, goods, trademarks and so on, right? Your iPhone may be protected under several ways, right? Under several IP rights, right? Even you can protect your website, right? So if you develop a website, you can protect it in multiple ways. You can get patent, copyright, trademark, industrial design, trade secret. So what common component can be protected under patent? Right? Search engine or other technical internal tools. New technological system can be protected under patents. Copyright, you can, right, protect your written material, photograph, graphic, music, and videos, web design, right, or software. You can protect under trademark your domain name and product names, logos, and so on, right? Uh, Industrial designs, screen display, right? Graphics, web page, you can, right, protect under uh, design patents. You can keep as secret your source code and other, right? Algorithm and the data structures, user manual, right? Logics and flowcharts, right? Uh, those can be protected as trade secret, right? So you can protect your website under multiple ways, right? Even your footwear may be protected under several patents, right? Under several IP rights. Mm. Three-dimensional, right? Mark. So Coca-Cola, they have, right, protected under USPTO. They have got registration, US registration number, right? Owner Coca-Cola, right? Soft drink, right? So description of the mark. The marks consists of a three-dimensional configuration of distinct bottle, right? So other companies cannot use this shape, right? So they have got a design pattern. And also the layout. You can get a layout design. If you step into a Apple store anywhere in the world, so you can see the same layout, right? So they have obtained layout design, right? Even candy chocolate, right? The shape of chocolate can be protected, right? So it's a vast area, right? So IP protections, trade dress, right? Yeah, I speak first time because I have lecture 10. Oh, I see. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Patents I mentioned you, there are three conditions should be fulfilled, right? So you have to fulfill three conditions. Quality, inventive step, and industry applicability, right? It should be novel. Your invention should be novel. Hmm? If it is not novel, you cannot get a patent, right? So what that means? Novel means there can't be any technology out there, or there can't be any patent document. Not only patent documents, even if you have, right, posted Twitter message to social media using social media, you put a message, so that will also destroy the novelty, right? Not only the patent document, but there may be some other publications, right, under the same title, right? So you cannot get the patent, right? Novelty. It should be novel, right? There can't be any document else anywhere in the world, right? Inventive steps. There are some, right, conditions. It should be yeah, everybody cannot do that. There are about 150 students in this class. They are in the same knowledge level, but only one can develop that. So, right? So that is inventive steps. Non-obvious. It should be obvious to everyone, right? It should be obvious to the person skilled in the art, right? and industrial applicability. Right? It should have some commercial value, right? So if you cannot market it, no point, right? So these three conditions, the IP office will look at the examination process, whether your application fulfills all these three conditions, right? So before granting the patent. Novelty, yes. So this means the novel, mere change of material, right? This is no, right? So not novel, right? So because it is obvious, so anybody can, right, observe it and see it and make it, right? So this is, does this invention novel? Yes. Why? Because the inventor has thought out of the box. So new, right, biscuit dispenser yes incorporated here, right? So this is new, right? Uh, so this is yes novel. This invention is novel, right? Something new, right? So you, right, you advance the thinking or the technology, right? So this is not novel. Just changing an electric wire made of metal, other one copper, right? So that is not novel. New application, not novel, right? Yeah. So then even to steps, right? I am not going further because I have to show you some other things. I have a lot of things to discuss with you, but for the time being, I stop here. And I want to show you university IP policy and startup guide, right? So I stop here and so my manager Madhu, can you share the IP policy of the university? So we have an IP policy. Why? Because we want to clarify who will own the IP, whether whether you're a supervisor or mentor, or you or the university or outside funding agent. If you invent something, who will own the rights? So we want to clarify that, right? So you all are students, right? So for the students, we have different treatment, right? Uh, but employees, our academics, as they are employed, so we treat them differently, right? So in our IP policy, uh, can you go to students? Students invention. Students who are not employed by the university shall own all IP intellectual property and associate IP rights they create in normal course of study. Right? So it you can claim the ownership, right? You can claim the ownership of your inventions as student because you all are not employed, right? You are not employees. You are students. Normal course of study, right? Say, you, for example, what is normal? How do you define normal course of study? So during your candidature period, first year to fourth year, you right, you do something to develop a product. You are not using your university lab, so you don't get any consultancy from your supervisors. You do it alone, right? Okay, the university, right? Then you can file the patents on your own way, right? Then you can right get entire ownership of your inventions, no issue. But still, you can assign it to university, right? You can assign your invention to university. Then because you can very easily commercialize if you assign your invention to university. Because we represent on behalf of you when we are commercializing or negotiating the companies, right? So university will represent you, but if you do it alone, you have to go to companies and negotiate with the companies, right? So your invention will get more value if you assign your invention to the university, right? But there are some exceptions, right? So if it is sponsored research, right? Sometimes a company will ask your academic member to do this research, right? Then so your academy member will get your right input, right? And there are things student, your academy member and company. They have sponsored three parties. So in that case, we have to sign research agreement at the very beginning. We have to sign. We have negotiated with all three parties and sign research agreement. So we can facilitate to write or the draft research agreement. So who will own the IP, right? Who, in case of commercialization, who will get more revenues, more percentage of revenues, and so on, right? Yeah, this is IP policy. And can you share a startup guide? Startup, you can answer this, and you can answer, Madhusan. Yeah, Madhu. Right. So this is UGC circular, right? It was issued by UGC in 2022. So, so giving instructions how to form startup companies in the university, right? Students section, student involvement startup, yes. So you can get semester break, where that students involved in startup can take semester or an year's break from their studies with prior approval from the department or faculty. Right? The company, what you have to submit is company registration plan or company registration. Right? So you can register your company under Companies Act, under Register of Companies, and business plan and other documents. Right? So if you submit all these documents to your faculty board, we'll give you 1 year semester break to right work in your startup company. Right? So that is it's legally right uh, given to you, no issue. Right? Uh, yeah, IP policy and the startup guide can be accessed through our website, UBSC website. Right? Right. Then some of yeah, I can show you some of our products. Yeah, so these are our products. Yeah, so most of the products are from your faculty, food science, right? Your seniors. Right? So what we do is we write a small description about your invention and we share with the industries, right? Then there are some companies who may be interested in your inventions. Then we can connect with them. You can commercialize. Then so money comes to you, right? Revenue comes to you, right? So there are some other yes, go down. Yeah. So this yeah, and also there are some products already in the market also. Right? Mm. So we have formally transferred our inventions, about 8 inventions. We have signed 8 licensing agreement and transferred in university knowledge to industry. Right? So and also we have got some about no, we have got 3 million revenues as of today, and still yeah. So there are some products in the commercialization pipeline. So very soon we can right sign licensing agreement and transfer those technologies to the industry also, right? So Yeah, so we have connected with several companies, Cargill, Cap Organic, Sulaco, Patna, Paravat, right? So these are the companies who are connected with us and they are working very closely with the university, right? Uh, yes, and we have filed about more than 20 patents, national patents, and also we have filed 3 PCT applications, right? Uh, so one US patent, right? So these are our progress, right? Okay, with that, we can conclude exactly 10 a.m. I can take for, okay, if you have any questions, 5 minutes, I can spend another 5 minutes to take your questions.
Thank you so very much, sir. So, dear students, if you do have questions, please make sure that you come up with the questions within these 5 minutes because sir is having a lecture scheduled, I guess.
Yeah.
So, please. And I'm sure even after once you find yourself on campus, you will all
Yeah.
the time have the opportunity to get connected with the University Business Linkage Cell and get any advices, opinion, or any clarifications that you may require will always be given to you.
Okay, right. So we are looking forward to seeing you in the university very soon. Okay.
Thank you so very
Right.
much, sir. On behalf of the orientation committee, I pay my
Right.
deepest gratitude. Within a very busy schedule, you spared your time to talk to our new students. Thank you, sir. Thank you once again.
Oh, it's my pleasure. No issue.
Thank
Right.
you.
Thank you.
Thank
Right.
you, sir.
Okay. Right.